This is a picture of me receiving my blue belt in October 2015. Despite the fact that was almost 5 years ago, I still recall that day vividly as it was a big moment for me. For anyone who does jiu-jitsu, receiving your blue belt is important as it marks the divide between stumbling in the dark and having a basic roadmap of what you're doing. And it's also the hardest belt to get as over 2/3 of people who start training never receive theirs. So in this video, we're going to be looking at 3 steps you can follow to get your blue belt quicker and more efficiently. Well, they say that your taste buds change as you age. I remember back when I was a kid, I couldn't stand to be around any of this stuff, but now it's kind of become my drink of choice. Anyways, this video is going to be about 3 steps that you can take to get your blue belt a lot quicker. So let's get right into it. Now, first of all, you have to do the work. Just like there's a certain volume of work you have to do in the gym in order to put on muscle and a certain amount of practice that you have to do before you can land your first kickflip, there's also a critical mass of training that you have to put in on the mats to get better at jiu-jitsu. Now, this could be something like drilling new moves that your coach goes over, or working on the moves that you already know in live rolling to get better at the timing. You're gonna have to commit to training consistently for months and years to get the results in jiu-jitsu that you want. It's far better to start with only a couple days of training a week, and only once you've made those couple days a habit for you, you can add more onto them if you find that you have both the time and the energy to do so. I've honestly seen far too many people go way too hard when they first start, and then they lose motivation after the first couple months when they don't progress as fast as they want to. And that's a real shame. Start small, be consistent, and build your way up from there. Now, once you've made jiu-jitsu a consistent part of your weekly habit, the next step is to ask your coach for feedback. Now, everybody learns at their own pace. Some people are going to pick up the guard a lot easier, while others are going to have an easier time picking up top control. For example, I picked up close guard and De La Hiva pretty easily, but butterfly guard was incredibly hard for me to learn. It took me years and years before I got decent at it. And so it's natural that your gym buddy and you are going to have different paths forward, which is why you can get some clarity as to how to focus your training moving forward by talking to your coach. And it's also important to know that not all coaches prioritize the same thing for promotion. Some coaches prioritize learning their own school's curriculum, while others prioritize competition. And so it's important to be on the same page as your coach to avoid both confusion and demotivation. Alright guys, it's actually a Monday, which means it's gi night tonight, so I'm gonna go get my gi on, get my jiu-jitsu on, we're gonna have some fun, and afterwards I'll get into step number 3. Solid class, guys. I don't know if you can tell, I'm absolutely beat. Step number 3, focus your training. Now that you know what your coach wants to see out of you before he moves you forward, it's important to now take that feedback and to run with it. If he doesn't think that you're working your bottom game enough, don't do anything for the next few weeks, but work your guard. If he feels like your guard is okay, but your top control needs work on that. Something that happened to me about a year after I received my blue belt, I had really been working my standing passes and I had gotten pretty decent at them, but because I never worked them, my smash passes were kind of stifled. And so I talked to my coach one day, and he always liked to talk in basketball metaphors. So he tells me, your 3-point shot is good, but you need to be working on your mid-range jumper. You need to stop trying to pass from the outside in, get on your knees, and start working your smash passes. And so I did. And it was tough because I felt like I was regressing. I felt like I was getting worse. And in the short term, I was. In the short term, I had a harder time passing because I was handicapping myself by not allowing myself to use my standing passes. However, in the long run, that decision to focus on my smash passes, on passes from my knees, as opposed to only standing passes, has made me a better, more well-rounded grappler. And that perfectly illustrates the point that if you're not willing to take a short-term L, then you don't deserve to take the win in the long run. As the saying goes, if you keep doing the same thing you've always done, you're gonna keep getting the same result you've always gotten. Anyways, guys, those are 3 steps that you can follow to get your blue belt a lot quicker and honestly just improve your jiu-jitsu in general. First, you gotta commit to doing jiu-jitsu consistently, put in the work. Secondly, get feedback from your coach about what you're doing well and what you're doing not so well and you need to improve upon. And third, once you know what your strong points and weak points are, work on shoring up those weak points by training smarter. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video now. If you guys found it helpful, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you guys would like to see more videos just like this one where I give you practical jiu-jitsu advice that you can apply the next time you're on the mats, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Remember, stay consistent and anything is possible. Peace.